Okay, hello. This is my guide for the Fire Mage Tower challenge. Starting off, this is the talent build I went with. Having two separate stops is good. I don't spec Volatile Detonation because you just want Blast Wave to be a stop. In the Fire Tree, I just went with the normal single target build because I don't think that Flame Strike is particularly good. I think if you're casting Flame Strike, it's not going to get a lot of value, especially with Flame Patch, because mobs are spread out and they jump around and they're not very stacked. So I think that just going your regular single target build is the play on this boss. So starting off, there are 4 different types of imps that she spawns. There is the Umbral Imps, which prevent her shield from being damaged. There is a Fuming Imp, which basically fixates, runs at you and explodes. And there are the Imp Servants, which run to her and channel a minor heal, and then there are the Smoldering Imps, which just cast Fireball on you. It's nice to go into Plater and change the color of those imps, because sometimes during the fight it's hard to tell which ones are which. So you can see here, these are just the regular imps. I never target them, I just let them die to ignite. I do not lust on pull because I think that the second half of this fight is a lot harder. At 50%, she'll teleport away and start spawning boulders, so you want to make that part of the fight as quick as possible. These are the Imp Servants. You can kill them pretty quickly. If they get to the boss and start channeling, make sure you cast Dragon's Breath or Blast Wave to interrupt their cast. And then mostly just pumping the boss until Imp spawns. So you can see the next mechanic that's going to come up is Dark Fury, which is her shield. She'll start casting or channeling AoE damage and buffing herself, and you need to break through a shield to kick. The shield is pretty small. You break through it quite easily. See here, I have a weak aura for it. This weak aura pack will be linked in the description. It's just a weak aura pack that I've made. So you break through the shield, kick, and no problem. As you can see, what I do with these Fuming Imps is I run out and I let the imp come to me so that the explosion is far away. These shields, these Umbral Imps that make the boss immune are your highest priority. You can see these Imp Servants, as soon as they get close, I Dragon's Breath them, and then I just keep going. The Fuming Imps will run to you and they will start channeling an explosion once they get to you. So if you've got a Fixate Imp on you, you could just run far away. And then once it starts channeling its cast, you can just move and it'll blow up and you can just basically ignore them. You can see I'll probably do that with this mob. Stand far away. I kind of want to stack the puddles up where possible. Well, this one has Ignite on it, so I can just let it. Yeah, I try to aim the puddle over there. But it died before casting the puddle anyway. Imp Servants, these always spawn at the back and run towards the boss. They die pretty easily. You can... I recommend that on this fight you force your instant cast to kill high priority imps. Like, don't be saving Phoenix Flames and stuff like that to like optimize your rotation. Just get the imps down as fast as possible, and your on-demand instants are a good way to do that. So I am spec'd into Ice Cold and Ice Block heal. So as soon as you get the like 20-30% health on this fight, you can just pop Ice Cold and you'll basically go to full health, and you should probably never die at that rate. So you can see this is a bit of a tricky overlap. She's going to spawn multiple sets of imps here. If I was at high health here, if I popped Ice Cold sooner, I would alter time this, because it's just nice to alter time the overlaps. So priority is going to be killing the Umbral Imps that make her immune. As you can see, I target it. I use alter time, but realize it's kind of pointless because I have Ice Cold up. So you can see I'm going to use my Sun King's Blessing and Phoenix Flames on it. Bait the explosions far away, because you don't want these puddles under the boss or in a spot where it's going to be problematic. Sometimes they take a really long time to cast. You can see he casts and then I just move away, and I'm just constantly hitting the boss. Because this is a guide and I wanted to make it as realistic as possible, since some people might be, you know, playing a mage as an ult or something, I am not wearing full gear. I think I have unequipped my weapons, trinkets, and one other slot, just to simulate having lower gear or not being as good at the class. So this boss does take a long time in this kill. So she does seem to spell Q the Shadow Shield. I'm not sure what causes her to actually end up casting it. You can see I timed the Phoenix Flames there that it did a lot of damage. That was not intentional, but whenever those imps spawn, they'll all be gripped up and then they will teleport away. I guess I'm going to show that again. So whenever these imps spawn, They are gripped up. So you'll probably want to target one on Phoenix Flames if you didn't get lucky on the timing like I did. Just target one Phoenix Flames, force your instant, kill the imps as fast as possible. Most of the low priority imps, like the Firebolt imps, will just die to ignite. Don't care about them. And once she reaches 50% health, she's going to break down those rocks behind me, which is why I'm already pre-standing here, and she's going to run to the other side of the room. It's kind of unlucky timing. These imps spawned. I just blink and Dragon's Breath them. They do not recast immediately, so if you interrupt them, you can just go on the boss and let Ignite kill them, but they will recast after a couple of seconds, so then you'll need to use your second stop, whether that's Blast Wave or Dragon's Breath, if you're doing that, but you shouldn't need more than 2 stops. So 50% she teleports away, and she starts casting these boulders. So I Lust, Combust, and I want to kill the boss as fast as possible at this point. She will... None of her mechanics change at this point, but she will start teleporting to the other side, and the other side of the room is harder because the boulders keep coming from this side of the room. So you can see big imp spawn, good time to use alter time. I alter time, but I kind of kill the imp so fast it doesn't really matter, but that's the overlap where all the imps spawn at once is the best place to use alter time. As you can see, I'm just interrupting their cast while focusing the boss and letting Ignite do its thing. So yeah, as I was saying, whenever she teleports away, the boulders keep coming from this side, so whenever you're fighting her here, the boulders are in front of you, so they're easier to dodge, but on the other side of the room, they're behind you, which makes them harder to dodge. Just kind of why you want to get this phase over with as quickly as possible. See, she's teleporting. Fixate Imp, don't really care. So hopefully at this stage you have her below 30%, which means you can use Searing Touch, which makes moving around in this part of the fight a lot easier. You can see I dropped I wanted to drop the Fuming Imp there, but it didn't cast, so I just dragged it into Ignite range. And I kind of want to stay under the boss so that I have the best view possible of the boulders. Let these get into Ignite range, Dragon's Breath them, and just keep hitting the boss. Again, overlap. I don't use alter time here, I don't think, because I was just pretty comfortable. But again, that overlap where all of the imps spawn with the Umbral imps is the best time to use alter time. It can be a little bit spooky here because you don't want to alter time into a boulder, so just be careful. If you are going to blindly alter time, you can use Greater Invis to safely, quotation marks, alter time into a boulder because it won't kill you if you have Greater Invis up. So my Ice Cold is back here. If you find you're taking a lot of damage, again, whenever you reach 20 or 30% health, you just pop Ice Cold. And it is what it is. You'll go to full health. She does do more damage the longer the fight goes on because of her Dark Fury. So you do want to get this phase over with quickly. You can see I'm taking a lot of damage. I Greater Invis there because I thought I might get hit by the boulder. Again, I get to 30% health, pop Ice Cold, and I'll basically be at full health. You can probably... Spells like Mirror Image, you can probably just use on cooldown. If you're using Alter Time on this Imp overlap, you're probably not going to take spiky damage, so your damage is just going to be constant. So if you use Mirror Image on cooldown, you'll just have the highest uptime on damage reduction. You can Frost Nova and Ring of Frost these guys, but I think that is complete overkill versus just letting them get into Ignite range and Dragon's Breath. Okay, that is that. Hopefully you find that useful. The weak aura grip that I'm showing here, I will link in the description. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.